continue the ongoing legal reforms aimed at decentralizing education management and ensure decision-making authority and accountability are devolved to the district assemblies and the schools with the aim of strengthening management, supervision, and accountability in schools for quality learning outcomes. That is one. Two, however, if the government of Ghana insists that it still wants to document and possibly replicate successful management practices in the management of private schools in Ghana, then a research can be commissioned in existing private schools for that purpose, without necessarily spending money on a pilot GPS. The coalition is happy to support government along this path because the justification government is giving for this policy is that we want to experiment what works, what are the best practices in terms of management and supervision in private schools. That is why we are bringing private managers into public schools. Okay, so if that's the case, then we are saying that commission a research into existing private schools in Ghana, and then let's find out the best practices in their management and supervision. And when the research is completed, we will see how to incorporate the research or how to adapt the relevant aspect of the findings of that research into the public sector, for that matter, into the management and supervisory systems of the Ghana Education Service. That, we think, is a more feasible approach to learning the best practices in the private sector. Third, government must increase investment in public schools to improve supervision and make schools more attractive. Without the adequate investment in public schools, you will not get any learning outcomes. And that is why, in its own model, the government intends to pay more money to the private handlers than schools are currently getting. It means that there's an admission to the fact that the current investment in our public schools has gone low. If you look at the budget, for instance, if you look at the basic school budget, about 95% of the basic school budget goes into the payment of salaries and then the training of teachers. In-service training, payment of salaries, payment of leave allowances, more or less personal emoluments, about 96%. Okay, so you find that the investment that should go directly into the non-teaching aspect of quality is not there. If we want to see quality learning outcomes, we need to invest in education. The GOG must immediately clear all capitation grant arrears and ensure timely disbursement of the grant to ensure that there's an improvement in the quality of education and management, and also in the delivery of public education at the basic level. Without the capitation grant, the schools can never function efficiently and effectively. The National Council for Curriculum and Assessment, the body currently managing or supervising the review of the curriculum, must undertake broader stakeholder consultation on the pre-tertiary curriculum review process and ensure that there is buy-in from the key stakeholders in the sector. This will ensure that at implementation, there will be efficiency. And the last one, the Ministry of Education will have to review the funding structure for visual arts students in free senior high school, under the free senior high school policy, and ensure that visual arts students are given practical and technical instrument support, just like TVET students, to enable them achieve optimum learning outcomes in school. In conclusion, the coalition wishes to reiterate its commitment to working with the Ministry of Education and the Ghana Education Service to ensure quality public pre-tertiary education for all Ghanaians. As reps of CSOs, we want to be actively involved in finding problems to emerging issues and traditional issues. And not only finding problems, but also in implementing solutions and monitoring how efficient our solutions are being implemented.